Hello, friends and family tuning in for this live video broadcast. I'm Shay Ryan Douglas from Earth Heroes TV, and absolutely honored to have Chad Wilkins joining me on the screen today. The wonderful, mystical, minstrel, musical master man, Chad Wilkins from the Northern Rivers region, where he's based, but I had the absolute privilege to witness Chad and his element for the first time down at the Byron Spirit Fest. Must have been around 6 years ago, and was just swept off my feet with the magical tunes that he was producing. And more recently up in far north Queensland, he's a bit of a regular tourer up the east coast of Australia, and he graces our presence up there quite often. Actually, last year there was a few appearances that Chad managed to get up there, and it was just great to just really soak into the atmosphere of the really intimate experience that you create with your music, and the space that you often bring people together in. And it's really often quite transformational and life-changing in so many ways. So, Chad, I just wanted to thank you and take the time out to honor you as well, particularly now in the year 2022 just starting, and you're releasing you're really activated, bringing out some new great tunes, and we're going to hear one of those later on. So I want you guys to stick around for this chat, because you'll get to hear one of the latest singles Chad's just released. And he's got a whole album that he's bringing out this year. So it's really exciting, because they're being released 1 week after the other, and there's some great new tunes in there. But if you guys don't know Chad yet, I'm really curious, Chad, maybe just if you wanted to share a little bit about where you originate from, where you were born on this beautiful earth, and you know, how you got into music at a starting point for you. What age were you, or what inspired you to pick up a guitar? Because you're a master on the guitar, I must say. And yeah, I just want to thank you for joining me as well.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Jay. Thanks so much for having me on your show. Yeah, I originated in California in the United States, a place called Lake Tahoe, super snowy part of the country, cold kind of country there. And yeah, different kind of paradise than the paradise I'm currently living here on the east coast of Australia in the subtropics. Yeah, been living a lot of my life in Australia since 2004, so nearly 18 years now. And you know, I've done a lot of back and forth, and I've lived in Southeast Asia a little bit in between all that too. But yeah, finding my home here, which is really beautiful. And let's see, as far as music, I started playing music when I was 12, took up the trombone in the school band, and just fell in love with that mode of expression through sound. And you know, my parents got me a mandolin, so I started learning stringed instruments, and then picked up the guitar when I was about 17, and that's kind of been my main thing since then. And you know, play a bunch of other things here and there, but yeah, mainly I'm a singer-songwriter, write songs. My main message is unconditional love, and just seeking to write more and more songs with the same message. Basically, if you listen to my music, it's basically like a whole bunch of different versions of the same song, just wanting to encourage the world to have unconditional love as the foundation of our lives, and what motivates us.
Such a beautiful message, Chad. I appreciate your creative ways in which you really piece that together. And you know, one of my favorite songs of yours is the No Judgment song, which is ultimately that deeper sense of unconditional love that we must have for ourselves, and not judging ourselves when we're doing you know, putting our creative pursuits and expressions out into the world. So it's quite beautiful. And you've written many albums, and you've done quite an extensive bit of touring around the world in your life so far. And I'm curious as to, with this new album that you're releasing, one song a week, is that right? Is that on a Friday that you're releasing them at the moment?
Yeah. So 3 singles are out and available on all platforms already. The first one's called Say Yes, and the second one is called Strong and Surrender. And then the one that just came out this past Friday, it's called Love is Round, featuring Murray Kyle, a good brother of mine, another amazing artist. And yeah, man. Yeah, so a new single is coming out every Friday for 10 weeks, culminating in the full album entitled Hollow Bones So I Can Fly. out on March 11th on all platforms. So yeah.
Awesome. I love that. And curious as to, I mean, you mentioned before, you know, the main focus of the message that you want to portray through your music is that unconditional love. And I'm assuming that that was the main kind of driving force to inspire you to create this album and share it with the world. And I'm loving seeing you really step up in a big way and really put your music out there further, you know, doing more live events with people like Dr. Espin, for example, and going to different retreats and, you know, creating these really sacred opportunities for people to receive the deeper vibrational level of what that unconditional love looks like when it's transmuted through song and through this harmonics. And I love your passion for this creation. And I'm curious what's been the main inspiration for you with creating this new album.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's twofold. One is that I do have an agenda to bring about more love in the world, you know, and so that's a motivation that I'm aware of, that is kind of one of the foundations of why I create what I create. And you know, I'm a small fish in a big pond, but I'd like to just keep putting out my music and hopefully gain a bit more audience and more influence, just to be able to have a positive effect on the world, you know. And then the second thing is really, it's just my mode of expression, man. It's just what pours out of my heart, you know. And I think with art and creativity, that's the purest place where creation can come from, is just peeling back the layers of whatever conditioning we have that holds us down, keeps us silent, whether it be societal conditioning, religious conditioning, cultural conditioning, whatever it is, just peeling back those layers and just getting free and getting expressive, getting primal, and getting open-hearted to the point where it's just expression just comes out of us, you know. And so a lot of these songs that I'm finding coming through me, it's just me doing my thing and just expressing the feelings of my heart. And I found that when I do it in front of microphones and then put it down in a recording, other people seem to like it. So that's cool, you know.
Nice, man. Yeah, it's your music is such a beautiful, um, really really brings me into myself, into my body, into my own heart, and into my own relationship with myself. Every song that I listen to, and it's something special in you know, particularly as a songwriter, to write that, but also to have that emotive quality. There's such an emotion that really comes alive in me when listening to your music, particularly when it's live. Like, I really admire, you know, just being in that space when it's really, as you said, coming through you. That's just something that is a quality for an artist, to be in the flow with that deeper sense, because what I notice in myself is that I'm picking up on the flow that you're in, and it's enabling me to also step into my own personal creative flow. And that is what I admire about your integrity in how you share your creative expression, because it's so natural for you, and it's so consistent. And it's just really beautiful to observe and to witness. And it's also just great reminders for all the artists out there, and for all the people in whatever shape or form. For me, it's not necessarily always through music, although I'm in more recent years learning to play a few more instruments. I find it that creative expression comes in many different shapes and forms and colors and textures, and just listening to your music is just an absolute beautiful example of what's possible when things are in alignment. And you've taken your work far and wide. What would you say in wow, had someone in flow on their motorbike just go by. But I'm curious, from 2021, maybe what was a highlight for you in your musical journey, or you know, how did you navigate the current circumstances of our times as a performer and a musician? Was that a catalyst for new growth, or was it challenging for you in any ways, or how did you navigate the last 12 months?
Yeah, all of the above, man. I'd say the last 24 months really have been and very, very, very different for the world of touring musicians, you know. Um, basically I've been in one spot for 2 years, which is really, really different for me. I'm used to crossing the Pacific up to 6 times a year, on the road a lot, playing lots of shows and all that. And that became a little bit more difficult to do. So it's actually pushed me into a big growth and learning curve with learning about sound engineering. And so this is my 4th album that is being released right now, but it's my first album that I've actually recorded and engineered myself. So we're here in my recording studio, and big learning curve setting up a studio and learning all of the ways to do things and how to use the gear. And I'm really, really lucky and blessed to have some really good friends that are really great at these things. And so I've had a lot of people to call on for learning and coaching in these ways. And so I haven't really been touring a whole lot. I've been doing a whole lot of kind of more underground kind of events, smaller, under the radar kind of things, not like publicly advertised stuff, just because restrictions have been a real hindrance to normal way of life. So yeah, just doing a lot of underground stuff and spreading the love in that way, and then really just buckling in on the recording side of things. And so this new album, Hollow Bones So I Can Fly, is it's just 15 seconds short of 2 hours. It's a long play album. I write really long songs, and it's been amazing to be in the studio with my gear, with my instruments, and just to be creating in that way. And so I've had a lot less focus on touring and live performing, and a lot more focus on just like being in the cave and creation in that way. And it's been beautiful and amazing for me, because I've really found just so many new avenues of creativity flowing through me, learning these new skills. And I'm able to create sounds that I've heard in my head for years, but have never been able to actually put down. And now I'm actually able to do that. And so I've been working on this album since the beginning of 2020, and I'm really proud of these songs. I feel like it's my best work yet, and so yeah, it's really exciting for it to be culminating and the song's finally getting out there now.
I love that, man. I love to hear your passion behind what you're creating, and your keen interest to share that with others. And I'm really excited that we've got, as you mentioned, all the new releases out on all the platforms. And so we're going to have an opportunity to listen to one of the latest, Say Yes. And that's quite inspiring, and also really cool that you're kind of like breaking the rules, in a sense, and you're creating these really long musical pieces that is generally like not the norm per se, where people try and keep it for a radio segment or something like that. But you're really feeling the flow of the song, and keeping it to what your heart has led you to lead. And so the Say Yes song, for example, is 17 minutes long, and who's to say that's right or wrong or good or bad, but this is what you've created, and it's what you feel you really love to share. So just really appreciate that you've gone about this in your own creative way, and that's inspiring for us to recognize in our own lives, where we can step outside the norm, let's say, and do what we really feel called to share and to express. And that's really potent in its message in its own sense. But I'm curious, is there anything else that you wanted to share, Chad, before we have the opportunity to listen to that Say Yes song?
Well, I hope you like it. Like you said, most people are keeping their songs to 4.5 minutes long to fit into radio airplay requirements. For me, I'm just getting warmed up at 4 minutes, and I like to write these longer songs that are kind of bigger orchestral movements, lots of different movements through it. I could probably divide the song up into 4 or 5 pieces and call it 4 or 5 songs, but having like a really long flow, it's for me, when I sing these songs, it's a bit of a journey, and I just close my eyes and I go in, and other people seem to enjoy going in with me as well, which is nice. So I guess as we listen to this song for the next 17 minutes, the invitation is to maybe set aside any habits or tendencies that you might have. Anybody that's listening to just have like a short attention span in this day and age, you know, and just to really let the music wash over you and sink in, and you know, maybe just close your eyes and listen and see what it does for you.
I love it. Thanks for sharing, Chad. Here it is, guys. Chad Wilkins' music, latest single, Say Yes. Enjoy. All right, looks like we had a couple of sound challenges there. Thought the song was coming through, but what I'm going to do is we're going to try that one more time. And we've got Chad Wilkins on the line here, the music Minstrel, and he's just released this new single. He's released 3 new singles in the last year already. I know it's only the 17th of January 2022, but we're going to play you guys Say Yes, and this time the music should be coming through. So let us know in the comments. We'll just be sure that the song is coming through the microphones there. Otherwise, let's see how we go on this one. All right, looks like we had a couple of
Open up the mystic realms of glory, visionary exploration unfolding. Step out of the story, step out of the story. Open up the mystic realms of glory, visionary exploration unfolding. Ding, ding, ding. Step out of the story, yeah. Step out of the story, open up the mystic realms of glory, visionary exploration unfolding. Step out of the story, yeah. Step out of the story, open up the mystic realms of glory. Visionary exploration unfolding, ding, ding. Step out of the story, yeah. Step out of the story, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. Woo! Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes.
All right, folks. We're just going to pause it there just with the sound quality. Might not have been the best, but that was just a little sneak peek preview as to Chad Wilkins, and apologize for the little delay there in the sound. But what I want to encourage you all to do is go to Chad Wilkins Music. He's got his website there. He also has all of his new album available. I'm going to put it in the comment section here. It's also in the description, where you can find the links to his new songs, whether they've been released yet or not. They will be soon to be released in the next couple of weeks. And you can enjoy them. What I recommend is maybe put good quality earphones on and click the direct link and just take a moment out of your day just to enjoy the sound vibration of these tunes and really just drop into that space within yourself and just allow the ripples of the vibration to take you to another place. And Chad, I just wanted to thank you for taking the time out to join us in this live video call. Just really appreciate you, man, and appreciate the music that you create, that you bring to the world. It's such beautiful harmonics. And yeah, if there's anything else you would love to share.
Awesome, Shay. Thanks so much for having me on your show. Yeah, really grateful to be here and to have a chat with you. And yeah, thanks for sharing my music. Yeah, for anybody out there, hope you like it. Check out the links. You can listen on whatever platform you prefer, whether it's Spotify or Amazon or Apple Music or wherever you find music. And yeah, you know, this music is just my gift to the world. I hope that you enjoy it. If you like it, please share it with your friends. And yeah, stay tuned. If you want to follow me as well, you can sign up for my mailing list on my website, which is chadwilkinsmusic.com, or find me on social media, Chad Wilkins on Facebook or Chad Wilkins Music on Instagram. And stay tuned with what I'm up to. I'm just going to keep releasing new music. After this album, I'm planning on just releasing new music every month as well. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate you, man. See you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.
Ciao.